So I think one of the most important lessons that you can learn is to have some either forced adversity or some adversity that you experience. I think knowing that once you experience having nothing, being at the bottom, feeling like you're a complete failure, whatever it is important to know that you can actually do it. And it sort of removes a lot of the constraints. I think I've always had this sort of belief that if things come easy to you, then you don't really know how to work at it. And you see that a lot. You see that a lot with, kids, for example. You see that all over life where people are unwilling to put in the time, the effort, because they think that they shouldn't have to, or that there's something that's there because they never have experienced being at the bottom. And I think that we do everybody a disservice by never experiencing that. And I've seen that so much. And for me, my entire life, everything that I know is about building and moving up. It's about climbing. It's about knowing that you don't have to be at the top. And then just working your way up. I remember being the absolute last at running in elementary school. Every time it was almost comical because I'd be the absolute last and they'd be all cleaning up the races and I'd come trotting in, and that was the norm for me. I'm still not the fastest, but guess what? I'm still doing it. I'm still getting out and doing things. And there's plenty of people my age that they think it should come easy, and they're not going to try at anything. I think it's just one of the things that we need to remember is that it shouldn't come easy, and that is the point. And as we climb and as we do things, so a little bit of TMI right now. I am walking, and it's early in the morning, and I'm walking the dogs, and the dogs just did their business. So bear with me as I pick it up. Gross. Absolutely gross. Too much TMI, right? You tell it this is a real prim and proper business podcast. But my thing is or everybody that doesn't have that opportunity experience some sort of adversity or know that they're from the bottom. It's almost like clockwork that they can't handle it and they'll burn out. They won't be able to do they won't be able to perform in the long run because life is a long run game. It's so much like that, where it's not about winning. It's not about being on the top. That's not what it's about. It's about getting up and doing it every day, over and over and over again. It's interesting that when I was doing my PhD, we were broke for a long time. Just did not have that much money, and we couldn't spend that much. Going home to see the family once a year, I think. No, we couldn't even do that. I remember one time that my grandma died, and I just did not have any funds for any of that. So I had to skip out. I couldn't do it because we just were broke. So because of that, now, once all of that is done, we're sort of used to living very meagerly. We never ate out, any of that kind of stuff, which is like very big into culture. We still live like that, which allows us to live off of, so both me and my wife work, and we live off of one salary. We probably live far less than one salary. We're doing okay. And I think all of that stuff is like incredibly important to realize that it's all about just, realizing you don't need that much and you don't have to be at the top. And when you do that, then, a lot of great things happen for you over the long run, because you're the one that sort of sticks with it and constantly is sort of pushing. And everybody else is like, they kind of fade out because they are not there. They think that they should be winning all the time. And so if you have that sort of winning attitude, after about 6 months, everybody's gone. And it's absolutely true over and over and over again. It doesn't matter what I'm working on or what I'm about or what I've done. Most people think that they should be at the top immediately. And if they're not, they're unwilling to put in the work to do it. But, it's this thing. It's like, another lesson that's important is, we have wood fire. That's how we sort of fired, or that's how we heated our house. And there'd be piles of wood, and you'd have to chop that wood. And it's hard to do that. It's not easy, but there's this massive mound of wood to chop. And when you get there and you look at it, you're like, I can't do this. That's silly. But then you start chopping, and you do some, you take a break, and then you do some more, and you take a break, and over the course of a few hours, you do make a dent. But then over the course of, several weeks, it really makes a dent. And so you get this idea of what it means to just get up and get going. And you just don't need a heck of a lot. I need everybody to sort of remember that. It's not about being at the top. You don't get there overnight. It's about just whittling away. And constantly doing that over and over and over again. And what ends up happening is, as you're whittling away, you're getting better. And it helps to sort of figure things out. And so it's just, it's important to remember that, man, you really don't need a lot. And the whittling away makes a huge difference. And so just keep going, keep taking those steps forward, and know that you don't need a lot. And when you have that attitude that you don't need a lot, man, good things happen, especially as you start getting more and more resources given to you, because you really don't need a heck of a lot. And you just got to keep going, day in and day out, over and over and over. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.